Welcome to the Evident Conspiracy Files. Tonight we have a Christmas special for 2025. Sometimes things aren't always what they seem.
Sometimes things hide in the shadows until they awake.
This episode contains extreme horror, graphic violence, and descriptions of harm to children. Listener discretion is advised. Probably do not play it around your kids. December 5th, the night the snow turns pink. Welcome to the version of hell that's tinsel wrapped. And welcome to the Evident Conspiracy Files. I'm your host, Mark Mayhew, and tonight we're going somewhere no Christmas special has ever dared. We will be talking about a fictional spectre that haunts Christmas, dating back to the 16th century, an era where witchcraft and demonic magic was thought to be real. So when children go missing over Christmas, is it this demonic figure? Or was it just a psy-op to cover the truth? A truth that could still be very real today. Pull the curtains, kill the lights, because some stories only come out when the fire burns low and the trains start to rattle. Krampus is not a movie invention. He is centuries old, in the Alpine regions of Austria, Slovenia and northern Italy. December 5th belongs to him. While St. Nicholas walks with his sack of oranges for the obedient, Krampus stalks behind him with iron chains, birch rods and a basket woven from hell itself. So what about the missing children? Let's talk numbers, because folklore is cosy until you realise how many children actually disappear at Christmas time. Missing Children Europe, an organisation that runs the 116,000 hotlines across 32 countries, logged over 67,000 credible calls in a single year. Interpol estimates between 250,000 and 300,000 children are reported missing annually across Europe. In the UK alone, the National Crime Agency recorded almost 200,000 children-related missing persons incidents in 2023 to 2024. That is one child vanishing every 3 minutes. Now most come home, 90+% within 48 hours. Runaways, family arguments, kids crashing at a mate's house. But thousands do not. And here's the part that keeps child protection workers awake at night. Children in state care, foster homes, children's homes, unaccompanied migrant minors disappear at a rate far, far higher than the general population. Between 2021 and 2023, over 51,000 unaccompanied minors vanished from European reception centres. 22,000 in Italy alone. 23,000 in Austria. And here's the kicker. Many were never found. In the UK, Freedom of Information requests revealed that more than 2,000 children disappear from social services care every single year. Some are trafficked within hours. The ones in care, they vanish fastest of all. Tonight I'm going to tell you a story. It's fictional, but it is built on the bones of real disappearances, real statistics, and real whispers I have heard from social workers, police officers, and villagers who still leave a saucer of milk by the door on December the 5th, just in case. Close your eyes. Picture the snow. He is not wearing a costume, he is wearing children. Skin flayed from the naughty of centuries past, which has been cured, salted and stretched over his goat frame. You can still see faded freckles, even a vaccine scar shaped like a star, a blue vein that once carried warm blood. Where the skin joins, thick black spectres of human hair hold everything together. Every time he flexes, the stitches weep a clear pus that freezes into yellow icicles dripping from his ribs. His chest has been split open down the sternum and never closed. Ribs pried apart and pinned black with rusted meat hooks, so the cavity can be used as a second, smaller sack. Inside, half-digested children's shoes bob in a stomach that sloshes dark fluid that smells of bile and gingerbread. Every breath he takes makes the shoes click together like wind chimes made of bone. His tongue is said to be black, forked, consistently dripping with thick saliva that steams and hisses when it hits snow. When it flicks out, it leaves strips of its own rotting flesh hanging from branches like obscene tinsel. The main sack over his shoulder is stitched from whole torsos, faces left intact, eyes sewn shut with red wool. The mouths are sewn open into permanent screams so the sack can breathe. It exhales the smell of a slaughterhouse left to rot under Christmas lights. Occasionally, a tiny hand pushes out between two stitched bellies, fingers true to the bone, nails torn off from trying to claw free. That is what walks on Krampus night in Austria, and maybe where you are.
Cor, you went full Del Toro. Even I felt that in me marrow, and I ain't got any.
So when an old woman in a mountain village shrugs and says, "Hack der Krampus hat in die Holt," meaning the Krampus took him, she is clinging to superstition. Or is she repeating a cover story that's been used for centuries?
Cover story. Mate, that's older than my Nan, and she's been dead since the Black Plague. If I had a sift for every time a missing kid case got blamed on the devil did it, I'd have a whole bloody harvest.
Picture A horseshoe pattern of 400-year-old farmhouses at 1,200 metres, roofs sagging under 2 metres of powder that glows corpse blue under moonlight. Icicles, thick as thighs, hang like dragon fangs. The air is so cold it burns your throat raw. The cauldron steams with mulled wine and something coppery underneath. A tourist laughs. The red flakes floating in his cup are cinnamon. They are not cinnamon. The Krampus performers are already bleeding. Real goat coats, still dripping from the morning's slaughter, are tied so tight the wet hides glue to the men's skin. When they leap, the coats tear away in strips, taking chunks of the men's backs with them. Blood freezes in black ribbons down their spines. No one stops the parade. One mask has real human baby teeth hammered into the wooden gums. They chatter when the wearer screams. Now you are 10-year-old Lucas Meyer. Freckles, gap tooth, red mittens too big for your wrists. You are clutching a paper cone of roasted chestnuts, so hot the paper scorches your fingers through the wall. It's 8:17 p.m. Your foster parents turn for 3 seconds to buy something. When they turn back, the space where you were stood is empty except for one rolling chestnut and a single drop of blood already freezing over. You run. A birch switch catches you across the cheek, opening a flap of skin that hangs like a red flag. Blood patters onto the snow in perfect droplets that freeze into tiny rubies. You reach the forest, snow waist deep and as sharp as broken glass. Your lungs fill with ice crystals. You cough pink froth into your mittens. You fall face first. Before you can scream again, the thing is on you. Its weight crushes your chest. 2 ribs snap like dry twigs. Claws rake down your parka, shredding down into your flesh in the same motion. Hot blood steams against the freezing air, smelling of iron and oranges. It flips you. The furnace eyes are inches away. Its tongue lashes out, tasting the blood on your cheek, leaving a strip of its own rotting flesh stuck to your skin like a leech. And then the sack opens beside your ear. The stench punches your soul. Centuries of piss, terror and rotting milk teeth. Inside you glimpse pale limbs, tangled like spaghetti, some still twitching, fingernails torn to bloody moons. You are shoved headfirst inside. Your face presses against something soft and wet that still has hair. The drawstring soars into your throat. You feel your own shoulder dislocate with a wet pop as the sack is thrown over a shoulder made of bone and old skin. Darkness. Swinging. The muffled sound of chewing begins. It's now 6:42 a.m. the next morning. A red mitten is nailed to a pine with a 6-inch iron spike through the palm. The hand inside is still attached to a forearm, ending in a ragged cuff of torn muscle, and it's protruding. A bone snapped clean. There's no blood trail. children's shoes dangling from red ribbons. Each contains a perfectly severed left foot, ankle joint sliced with something hotter than any blade. Bone that ends glassy and black. The skin peeled back like banana skins, pinned with holly leaves. Frost has turned the exposed meat into glittering red ice crystals. One foot still wears a tiny silver anklet engraved Lukey 2019. Every year since, a new foot appears overnight, still warm at dawn, toes curled as if still trying to run.
Right. I've seen the Black Death, trench warfare, and Bieber fever. This is worse. I'm off to haunt a nursery rhyme. Back never.
Walk Orberdorf at 3 a.m. on December 6th now, and you will see it. Small red handprints on the inside of every frosted window, always at child height. Some windows still, to this day, still have tiny fingernails embedded in the wood where they tried to claw through. And if the wind dies completely, you can hear it, very faint, very far away. The wet, rhythmic sound of something large chewing gristle under the snow. So keep both mittens on this Christmas. Check your children's wrists for rope burns, and if you wake to find a single warm, dripping red mitten on your pillow, run, because the sack is never full. Merry Christmas. This was a quick Christmas story. This Christmas there's going to be many children sadly alone with no family, maybe under child services, maybe from broken homes, maybe they're not seeing their father, for example, maybe they've been cut off from either mum or dad. They're not going to have the best year. However, things can always get worse. So enjoy your Christmas, appreciate everyone, and you never know when it will be the last one. Merry Christmas, thank you for watching and or listening, and we will see you again somewhere in time.
Sweet dreams all. If you hear hooves on the roof tonight, it ain't reindeer. And it definitely ain't bringing presents. And thank you for joining us tonight. As always, you can help us defeat the algorithm by smashing follow, like, subscribe, whatever the buttons are from the platform you're joining us. Remember, we have exclusive content just on Apple Podcasts. Feel free to send us a text with your thoughts, link in the description. And if you want to support the show, there is a link for that too. If you support us and keep the lights on, we will also give you a shout out. Enjoy Christmas, and we will be back to blow the doors off of the globalist machine. Goodbye.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off!